everybody to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by Jabron. Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got that right.
And we got it. We do it every week. We got to do it again.
Yep.
We got to finish strong.
Finish.
We got to finish with the NFL.
Got to finish with the NFL.
And we got some big Saturday matchups.
Ooh, not even Sunday?
Not even Sunday.
Nice.
Hey, we got holidays, we got Christmas, we got Hanukkah.
Yeah, we got it all.
Kwanzaa, we got it all.
Yeah,
so
Saturday games, Wednesday games, we got it all.
Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we got it. Yeah,
they're all NFL.
Coming off 2 Monday night games again.
Whatever.
Yeah,
all insane.
I need more football. They're gonna give it to me.
They're gonna give it to us.
All righty, so let's start with a high noon kickoff.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans are going to be up in Arrowhead to take on the 13-1, 7-0 at home Kansas City Chiefs. Your Chiefs are a 3.5 point favorite. I saw some books.
Yeah.
Had this a little tighter.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been bet up to this 3.5. Kansas City's catching the public money. They're catching the sharp money. It doesn't matter.
I have no idea why this is going that way, Andy. I do not see it that way. Kansas City comes into this matchup winning 4 games in a row. They have the best record in the NFL.
Yeah.
But Patrick Mahomes is questionable for this game, Andy.
Ooh, say what?
The Chiefs will be at home for this contest, but they have had plenty of close calls this season.
Yeah.
Houston has won 3 of their last 4 games, but they really aren't playing that well. But the Texans did next to nothing on offense last week against their win in Miami. I believe that kind of flips here, and they come out kind of firing.
Yeah.
And especially, even if Mahomes plays, you know this is going to be a close game. The Chiefs do not blow people out. They just don't do it.
They don't, no.
That's why I'm thinking this is a very good opportunity for the Texans to get a road win. I love the Texans money line.
Wow.
I absolutely love it, Andy. If I'm going to throw my money on a money line this week, it's Saturday with the Houston Texans at plus 175 on books. I think it's a really, really good bet. It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. And the Chiefs have been winning each and every way that you can dream of.
Yeah.
That doink against the Chargers. You also had a 2-point win over the Raiders a few weeks ago. But,
Yep.
There's a lot of chatter out of Miami heading into that game against the Texans last week.
For sure.
And Houston just took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
End up pulling away from there, winning 20-12.
Yeah.
Much of the same could be said for Cleveland. I just feel that Miami's a little bit better team than Cleveland.
Yeah.
Kansas City kind of took care of business there on the road in Cleveland, winning that one by 2 scores.
Yeah, you know that's going to happen, though. They're not going to lose to a team that's, bad, obviously. They're the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, they almost have, but they always get it.
Carolina gave them a run.
Exactly, Andy. But especially if Patrick Mahomes doesn't play, is Carson Wentz going to be able to lead that drive when they get down a field goal with 1 minute to go?
Well,
I do not believe that is possible.
He's the ultimate locker room guy, and he took the fellas out on a duck hunt, I heard.
Boom!
And they had a blast. A lot of the guys never been out doing any type of waterfowl. So they're riding with Carson Wentz right now. Spokesman for Shields Outdoors.
Yeah, Carson Wentz will take him to a duck hunt. Patrick Mahomes will take him to the Super Bowl. I wonder which the other.
Put it on T-shirt.
Yeah, I wonder which the guys like more. No, I love the Houston Texans, but especially if you can get this at plus 3.5, take the points. They are not going to beat them by more than 3. I like them to win outright, the Houston Texans.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. anytime you get a capable team, a good team, it's going to be a tight one with the Chiefs.
And they
just want to get to the fourth quarter.
They just want to get to the fourth quarter, Andy, and they are still 2 games up. They feel like they have a little cushion here over Buffalo, especially if Buffalo loses another game.
Yeah.
They can just let Mahomes heal, get them right for that divisional round in Arrowhead where they really need them.
How about that total? It really hasn't moved much at all. 41.5. That's so low, but I think a lot of people are thinking the under might be the way to go.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking that, Andy, and they're cautioning it with if Patrick is going to play. It's just look at
Even
the
with Patrick, they haven't been piling up
exactly
the points.
even
I would
with
look forward to
Patrick.
Pacheco coming back.
Yeah,
Then you got Pacheco and Kareem Hunt
Yeah.
toting the rock. I think that's an excellent 1-2 punch. Both those guys getting healthy now down the stretch for the Chiefs.
yeah. No, I just really don't like it, Andy. I would side with the under as well. I don't believe there's going to be a lot of points scored in here, Andy. I believe it's going to be something like 17-14.
Yeah.
You know,
It feels like that, doesn't
something
it?
like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Got a
so
lot of those games like that
For sure.
For Kansas City especially.
for Kansas City especially, and that's if they can stop C.J.
Mhm.
Stroud. If he has a bounce back game here, they
Mhm.
could win by more.
That's true. Yeah, he's liable to go off for over 300 yards passing.
No
through
doubt.
the air, week in and week out. And
Love it.
he's pretty talented. All right, let's move on to the 3:00, 3:30
Big
kickoff
game.
on Saturday on Fox.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers are heading on over to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. And oh my goodness, the Baltimore Ravens are a 6.5 point favorite. This point spread hasn't moved much at all either. I think a lot of folks, this game has really gone back and forth a lot over the years. It's a fun rivalry game. I just, on the surface, without really diving into it, when I first looked at it, I thought, well, it's going to be closer than that. I don't care where it is. I don't care what time of the year it is. This game's going to be closer than that.
Yeah, I really do believe so, Andy. And I'm just saying it right now. The under in this game is in my parlay. I believe this is going to be NFC, AFC North, title, tends to be low scoring. This has been black and blue division for a long, long time now. These two teams do not like each other, despite the firepower on both sides. I believe this is going to be like 18-16, 14-13 kind of game, Andy. And I think we have another low scoring war on our hands here. Give me that under, and that would mean that I would have to pick the +6 with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm leaning at too. And these two teams just played a month ago, mid-November, 18-16 slobber knocker.
Yeah,
right, to the kind of throwback and being a black and blue type of game. And for me, it feels like this is a spot where Baltimore can get them back.
Yes,
protect home, get them back. And so even if they don't win outright, or they win outright, I don't need them to win by 7.
No, I don't think they will. I think they'll
Yeah.
win. I think just like we were talking with the Chiefs, that if Patrick Mahomes plays, they'll probably win by 3.
Yeah.
And the Houston Texans can cover that 3. But if Lamar gets the ball with 2 minutes left, he probably can get him into field goal range and beat him by 3. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will cover, if not win outright in this game, Andy.
Yeah, I really like the cover. I don't know about the outright. What is that money line? Plus 230 right now for Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, if you want
Very
to
good gamble.
Yeah, if you want to sprinkle some on it, I just have a lot more faith in Lamar Jackson than I do Russell Wilson.
For sure.
And Russell Wilson's had some moments.
He has.
But that's been
kind of just like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
they both have their moments.
Flashes.
Quarters, some really good quarters
Yep.
of football being played. They just haven't put it together for as long as we'd like them to.
Yep.
They're old.
Give me Derrick Henry. Give me Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
But I still like Pittsburgh keeping it close because this is a divisional game. You were talking about that total. It has been bet down since the opening line to 45.5.
Yeah, I love the
under.
I love the under, Andy. I think it's too much to begin with.
Mhm.
Where it started at, and then it's 45.5 now. I love the under. I just believe it's going to be a knockout, drag out. Teams are going to hold on to the ball for a very long time. Long, sufficient drives, a lot of running.
Pickens is still on the injury report.
Yeah.
George Pickens, I get it. It doesn't always mean anything. And everybody's listed as
he'll play.
questionable.
He'll probably play. But, I mean, that's still like, they're still going to have to get the running game going. They're still going to have to sustain drives. And George Pickens is going to score every time he touches the ball.
And Najee Harris is kind of the same. I could talk about him like I do Russell Wilson. He's had some games.
Oh, for sure.
Where he's taken over.
No doubt.
Stacked up the yards.
And just some real stinkers as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like still has under 900 yards rushing on the season.
Yeah, and that's insane.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's not good, but I do believe that they do have the roster to play with Baltimore and keep it close. And Tomlin's going to have a very, very good game plan to combat Harvard.
Pittsburgh has covered 7 of their last 9 games.
Duh.
I like that. And Baltimore has gone over though in 8 of the last 10.
Yay! So something's gonna give.
But those aren't divisional games against Pittsburgh.
No,
are
they're
they?
not.
So
They're not.
alrighty, Mister.
They're shootouts against the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah, 2 different types of games. Yeah, way different types of games.
Yeah.
Oh, funny the impact Cincinnati's had on that division.
For sure.
Without winning any games.
Without winning any games.
Alrighty, you got to have that parlay pick.
I do. I got a 3-teamer here, and the first leg is what we were just talking about: the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens under 45.5. I believe it's a great starter on Saturday to get the juices flowing, Andy.
Okay.
My second piece is, J.O. said it, it's the Detroit Lions, minus 6.5, going to Chicago.
Yeah.
They are going to blow this team out, probably by multiple touchdowns, but at least one.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to beat them by at least a touchdown, Andy. And then I got it all wrapped up in a bow for you, and it is the over in the Patriots and Bills. The model says that this is probably going to go all the way up over 50 points. I locked it in at 44, over 44 points.
Okay.
A lot of people think that this will get over 50 points. And by the way that Josh Allen has been scoring the football, you have to believe that's going to happen. So the under, Pittsburgh Steelers, Ravens, under 45.5. Detroit Lions, minus 6.5 against the Chicago Bears. And the Patriots and Bill, over 44 points. Putting $25 on this to win 107.
Yeah, and Josh, he wants to put a stamp on it. I mean, he probably already has the MVP locked up.
Hey.
He wants to put a stamp on it, so that makes a lot of sense. And I can't defend my Chicago Bears.
Well, you don't need to. I mean, like it's just the same thing. And the Detroit Lions are one of the best teams in football, and they're going to be pissed off at losing to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
So
they want to get back.
They're going to put it on Caleb Williams. I'm sorry that it affects them, but it's going to affect them one more time.
Losing affects me, bro. Well, that'll about do it for us this week. So be sure to follow us on ESPN Tri-City Radio and their Facebook page. We're also over on X, and we've been posting consistently on our YouTube channel, WTL Sports Betting, that is. Also have some shorts going on there, and you have been holding down the old TikTok, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. At WTL Sports Betting on TikTok. Make sure you check in before primetime games, all that kind of stuff. Parlays all week long.
For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.